Hey, what's up, guys? How y'all doing today? Well, baby, if your name is ASAP Rocky, it look like you gonna be free on a Bahama vacation. You guys, the ASAP Rocky trial is starting, and you know your girl is gonna cover it. We're even gonna have Black Letter Law come on. She is live in the courtroom. It is going to be good. But one of the things that happened, and listen, we've been covering this for the last 2 years, okay? We've always said the evidence is shoddy. It looks like the DA is doing too much. And it looks like ASAP's gonna rock free. A lot of people thought he was going to jail. However, he said, excuse me, I got some money and my girl got a few dollars too. They hired the best lawyers possible, and there was a sneak attack in court. The prosecutors were like, yo, we'll offer you a plea deal. ASAP Rocky looked at them and said, respectfully, I decline. Why? Because the prosecution was rocked to their core in court. On top of that, like we've said, they really don't have any evidence. The only evidence they have is from ASAP Relly. Needless to say, just to give you a spoiler alert, ASAP Relly, the only witness to him getting bang banged is himself, to the point that the police searched the scene for shell casings. This is just a little teaser before we get into the story. The police searched the scene for shell cases. They couldn't find anything. He went by himself, ASAP Relly, looked for shell casings, and what a whole crew of detectives couldn't find, he found shell casings from the bang bang that he claimed grazed his fingers. Yes, grazed his fingers. On top of that, there was even the one thing that the prosecutions thought they had, that they thought would take down ASAP Rocky, was the fact that he was on camera carrying a bang bang. Now I said, if he shot it, where are the shell casings? But guess what? ASAP Rocky's lawyers did one better. And what is a surprise attack, right? And what is a surprise attack? They are now saying that what we saw him carrying was not a real gun at all, but it was a prop gun. And their lead witness, their star witness, has said that ASAP ain't doing nothing wrong and we need to leave that boy alone. That's right. The prosecutors were stunned because their star witness is literally testifying for ASAP in his favor. Then they tried to say, no, we don't want him to perform. We don't want him to testify anymore. And the judge said, no, you don't get to do that. He will testify. Y'all, I'm called this is a wrap, but we are going to hear Alfie's real life testimony about what happened in court. And on top of that, right? And on top of that, get this, 12 VY is going to testify that Relly was the aggressor. And the DA is pissed that he's just finding out about this. This is what it's come to. Multiple ASAP members are testifying against each other in court. They are not testifying against each other. They are all testifying against Relly because they think that he is a liar. They think he is a seller, and they think he is making all this up. Let's not forget, ASAP Rocky has said since the beginning that he believes that ASAP Relly tried to extort him. He said, I'm paying you a penny. And that's when ASAP Relly made up this whole thing. But let's actually get into this, right? The DA got angry and wanted 12V blocked from testifying because he was never mentioned before. Rocky's lawyer said they had 2 years to question him, and they never did, despite him being an eyewitness to the judge that gave him permission to testify. All right, let's get into this. Nancy Dillon actually did a great write-up on this in the Rolling Stones as to what's going on. Let me just read this to y'all a little bit because, yeah, it is bad. Okay, now, you have to realize that when all this happened, which I thought was the cruelest thing, which I can see why ASAP Rocky is fighting this to the ground. Besides facing very serious charges, you know, when Rihanna was heavily pregnant and they were coming back from their Barbados baby moon to have a baby shower in LA, they were tipped off, and the feds actually, when their private jet landed, swarmed the private jet while Rihanna was pregnant when they landed, dragged him out, handcuffed him. Rihanna was like super, super highly upset. Again, I know what y'all saying. Oh, well, if he did it, he did it. However, the case was always thin, and you would think when somebody is heavily pregnant, they would wait until not cause her to go into early labor. Anyway, let's get into this. They said ASAP Rocky rejected a final plea deal offer on the first day of his firearm assault trial in LA. They said he was sitting quietly with his lawyer. Woo! And get this, his lawyer, for the first time ever, said that ASAP was only carrying a prop gun, not a loaded semi-automatic pistol, the night he allegedly assaulted ASAP Raleigh. He pleaded not guilty to 2 felony counts of assault with a semi-automatic firearm. Prosecutors claim he fired multiple shots on the street outside of a Hollywood hotel during a quarrel with his former high school classmate and one-time collaborator, ASAP Raleigh. The revelation that ASAP is going to center on testimony claiming his firearm was only a starter pistol, and it came during a heated exchange where prosecutors complained that they only learned about the fake gun defense on Monday night, the eve of the long-awaited trial. At a probable cause hearing in late 2023, prosecutors presented a video captured by a parking garage security camera that showed him holding what they described as a bang bang. However, his defense lawyer, and if y'all need any good defense lawyers, Joe Tacopina, told the judge that he planned to call 2 witnesses to testify for jurors. He said one would be Jamal Deshaun Phillips, known as ASAP 12. He was present the night of the altercation. The other defense witness would be a tour manager who works with ASAP. Both were expected to tell jurors that ASAP is known to carry a prop gun because he's the victim of prior violence and stalker home invasions. So why is he carrying a prop gun? Don't he need to make that chopper sing? But here's the thing. I 100% believe this. And at the end of the day, good for you. Because again, ASAP Raleigh's case is so thin, it's not even funny. But let's get into this because I'm going to be covering this case, but I want to give you guys a little background. The prosecutors were mad. They were like, Your Honor, it's a brand new defense. It's never been mentioned. This was Deputy District Attorney John Lewin. He was reading from the summary of the expected testimony shared Monday. And get this, they said, Phyllis was expected to testify that Efron was the first aggression. That's ASAP Raleigh. And that ASAP only had the alleged starter pistol as a prop for security measures. Your Honor, this is a straight ambush. This is not a minor witness account. This is their whole case. Their whole case is based on a witness statement. Now, the judge did ask the defense why they didn't disclose the detail by the deadline for evidence exchanged 30 years ago. But ASAP's lawyer was like, Your Honor, listen, we'd always planned to say that ASAP Raleigh turned violent first and that ASAP Rocky never fired on him. However, I do think, Your Honor, the prosecutors could have actually reached out to the witness himself and asked him and never did. He literally said, Your Honor, should I just call and tell them what our defense is? Your Honor, that's our defense. Now they have everything. Everything, Your Honor. Now get this. The prosecution was like, Judge, Your Honor, you need to do something. And the judge was like, listen, I'm not going to take such an extreme step of striking 2 witnesses. But he did say, defense, I do believe you hit the ball. He said, I don't think it's fair that you waited this long to disclose the starter pistol if that's central to your defense. The judge then said that prosecutors could bring up the late disclosure in their opening statement. Baby, bring it up all you want. I know ASAP is sitting there like, go ahead and bring it up. Go on, tell them how the gun wasn't real. I know the prosecution is mad. As the hearing concluded, the judge asked if there had been a final plea offer from prosecutors. They said his office made an offer of, they said, Your Honor, we made an offer of 180 days in county jail if he pleaded guilty to the first count of assault with a semi-automatic firearm. The offer also required 3 years of probation and a 7-year suspended prison sentence, 480 hours of community service, 480 hours, and a 52-week anger management program. Though it wasn't mentioned, such a deal would leave ASAP with a felony record, meaning it would affect his ability. Oh, so also, and they wanted to put a felony on his thing so he couldn't travel abroad for work. Let me get this straight. Your plea deal was you can no longer travel abroad for work. He is a rapper. His woman is a billionaire superstar. He travels to Paris regularly. He's involved in the fashion industry. So your plea offer would have completely ruined his job. On top of this, you wanted him to do 100. You wanted him to do 6 months in jail, 3 years of probation when he got off, a 7 year prison sentence, 480 hours of community service. That's like 10 months, almost a year of community service, and a year of anger management. And this was the plea deal? They were tripping. They said they told the court that while the maximum sentence possible in the case was 24 years behind bars, he um he planned to ask for at least 10 to 12 in prison if he's convicted. We want to make sure he's aware and understands that. Yo, this is some evil, hateful shit. All the effery going on in LA. Did he put a bomb in Kid Cudi's car? All the effery, and you are picking on ASAP Rocky that don't bother anybody and minds his business and is a good maybe husband, maybe boy, it don't matter, a good mate to Rihanna and a good father, and he really just minds his business. And you trying to put this man away? See, see, they asked. Listen, he asked him ASAP, "Have you had time to?" The judge asked, "Have you had time to reveal this deal?" He said, "Yeah, they spoke to me about it in detail, Your Honor. I respectfully decline. Thank you." I know that's right. Listen, the judge also asked if there was any marriage certificate would be provided to enable the defense to refer to Rihanna as his wife. At the time of the hearing, the prosecution was like, "I don't think they married." So then the judge was like, "Wait," even the judge wanted the tea. He was like, "Are they married?" And I'm sorry, ASAP's lawyer was like, "I wouldn't know." So he didn't want to spill that tea. He probably had to check in and be like, "I think they're actually married though." Um, at the very least, if they're not, it's because Rihanna don't. Because how is it that you got Rihanna? She's super beautiful, super talented, super rich, and you got two cute kids by her. Come on now, you better. I would want to marry her. They, he said, "Oh, get this." The judge then asked if Rihanna would be attending the trial at any point. The judge wants a selfie with Rihanna. He said, so they were like, Your Honor, we anticipate at some point, but certainly not every day and certainly not now. The judge asked the defense to let him know the day before any such appearance, apparently for security reasons. I know that's right. You're going to put on your best robe, make sure your wife starts it really good. Anyway, listen, this trial is developing. Just to go over the facts really quick, at a preliminary hearing November 2023, the prosecutor showed a video of the gun assault. They claim ASAP fired a weapon at the corner of Selma Ave and Vista Del Mar Ave in Hollywood after first engaging in a confrontation with ASAP Relly outside a parking garage a block away. ASAP Relly testified they were fighting because he accused ASAP of reneging on a promise to pay for another friend's funeral and being so effing fake. ASAP, through his lawyer, not only claims he paid for the funeral, but that Relly fabricated the shooting and grazing injury in his hand to extort him for money. The grainy video captured by camera in a nearby building showed the moment he discharged his weapon. The video had no sound and did not capture a muzzle flash. Only figures appearing to scatter simultaneously. The clips recovered from the nearby building captured loud noises and then a man identified as prosecutors as ASAP rounding a corner and slowing down to a walk. He claimed the loud cracks were alleged shots. Officers who responded to the scene did not find any shell casings. Relly testified that he personally returned after the police search. Mind you, he reported this 3 days later, and he found two 9mm shell casings that he photographed and later handed over to investigators. Those sounds like those were shell casings from your bang bang rally, but whatever. ASAP caused a minor stir at the courthouse, dressed sharply in a long black leather trench coat. You know he was going to put on a fashion show, but okay. In a long black leather trench coat um and was surrounded by security. Passerbys gawked and pulled their phones out to take pictures, leading a deputy to warn that anyone snapping photos would have their devices confiscated and searched. Mm. The judge told ASAP that his time, well, told Rocky that his time would have no bearing on the trial. You're not going to get any special treatment. Your status as an entertainer, your status as a significant other to Rihanna. The judge is a fan, and that's cool. He's part of the Rihanna Navy, the Fenty Navy. That's not going to inure to your benefit, and it's not going to inure to your harm. You're aware that if convicted, you will go into custody, and it's very likely you will get a significant prison sentence. Rocky looked at the judge and said, "Yes, Your Honor, I am well aware." Y'all, listen, this case is going to be good. They are going to televise it. We are going to be following it. Let me know what you think in the comments. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.